So we have come in the story of Musa alayhi salam this far, when Harun alayhi salam has also been given the prophethood. And he's away from Musa alayhi salam. Where is he? He's in Egypt, right? So Harun alayhi salam receives his first revelation in Egypt. By the time Musa alayhi salam reaches Egypt, Harun alayhi salam already has revealed his first, received his first revelation. And one of the revelations that came to Harun alayhi salam was that Musa alayhi salam is coming. He's also a prophet of God. Go and receive him outside the Egypt. So Harun alayhi salam left his home and waited for Musa alayhi salam to arrive with his family. And then he took Musa alayhi salam and his family home. Now the mom has not seen Musa alayhi salam for so many years, and Musa alayhi salam has totally changed. Because think about it, he was a prince and he used to wear prince clothes. Now he has been a shepherd for 10 years. His appearance has changed. He's grown older. So he now comes to his home and everybody is thinking, oh, Harun alayhi salam might have brought some traveler, because his clothes are not also from Egypt. They're from the Madian. He's wearing Madian-like clothes, like Arab clothing, not the Egyptian clothing. So the mom thought it's some kind of a traveler, came with the family. So Harun alayhi salam is taking care of him. And then Musa alayhi salam enters with Harun alayhi salam to his mother. And then Harun alayhi salam said, Mom, this is Musa. And she's like, Musa? And she's so happy about it. And Musa alayhi salam said, this is my wife. These are my kids. And then the entire family meets and they have a meal together. But next day, Musa alayhi salam said to Harun alayhi salam, Harun, we have to go and do the real task, which is to go and meet the Fir'aun. And Harun alayhi salam and Musa alayhi salam walk in the presence of Fir'aun. Now, Fir'aun is much older now than compared to what he was before. It's been like 10 years. So he is having a hard time recognizing who is this person who wants to come and meet me. Of course, it was not easy to take permission to meet the king or emperor. And then Musa alayhi salam, he recognizes, he said, oh, Musa, we welcome you to the palace. And he's still thinking that Musa alayhi salam has come back as a prince. But Musa alayhi salam tells him, wait, I'm not here as a prince anymore. I'm here to bring you the message of God. He said, message of God? I am the God. Because that's how he used to call himself. He used to call himself God. People used to worship him. He said, I don't know of any other God to be worshipped but me. I am the biggest of all the gods that you all worship, because they used to worship sun and the stars and they had statues. And Musa alayhi salam said, no, I am the messenger of the God of you and the God of everything. Allah, I am his messenger. And I brought to you a message of God that you must leave your old ways and become a Muslim. And you should let go the children of Israel, that you have the children of Yaqub alayhi salam and his offsprings, right? All those 12 tribes from the 12 children of Yaqub alayhi salam. And Yaqub alayhi salam, another name was Israel. That's why they are called Banu Israel. The children of Yaqub alayhi salam, all of them, let them go because they're not your slaves. Stop this. Don't do this to them. And Fir'aun is looking at Musa alayhi salam and said, Musa, have you forgotten what you did in my kingdom? Musa alayhi salam said, I did not commit any crime. It was all by mistake. I never intended to do it. I had no intention. I was just breaking the fight, and the guy from your family was not listening, so I punched him. Nobody dies of a punch, but he died. I know it was my mistake, but I didn't do it. But then I ran away because I wasn't sure what you were going to do to me. But when I ran away, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgave me and gave me this responsibility. If I had to run away, why would I come back? If I had to run away because I was so scared of doing something, why would I come back? I came back with a purpose. I came back with a reason. I came back with a goal, a task. And my goal is to free the children of Israel, give you the message of God, and help you accept the message and bring peace to this world, because you guys have started worshiping idols and false gods. And Firaun is listening to Musa alayhi salam's speech and says, Musa, have you forgotten that I raised you in my own house? So Musa alayhi salam said, yes, but that was Allah that decided to do so. What is your big thing in that? Allah wanted me to be raised in your house, and that's it. Then he said, okay, Musa, who is your God? Musa alayhi salam said, my God is the God of everything, who created everything, who gave you your kingdom, your empire, your army, everything that you have, your food and everything. Allah gives that. He said, really? Show me some signs that you really are truly a messenger of God. So Musa alayhi salam right at that time dropped his stick, and as soon as the stick became a snake, Firaun got scared and he hid behind his throne. He's like, Musa, what have you done? Oh, what is this? What is this creature? Well, it's gonna kill me? No, stop. Musa alayhi salam lifted up and it became the stick again. Then Firaun started looking at other people as, what was going on here? I was scared. You guys didn't do anything. And then Musa alayhi salam took out his hand and it started glowing like a moon. And he closed it. And Firaun was like, oh, this is magic. Because at that time, Egypt had a lot of magicians. So Firaun was like, this has to be a magic. He looked at his people and said, how will you going to answer Musa? Is Musa right? Are we wrong? They said, no, no, no. هذان لساحران يريدان أن يخرجاكم من أرضكم بسحرهما. These two are magicians that have come to kick us out of our own country and change our religion. We will not gonna let this happen. So Firaun said, what should we do? They said, let's fight magic with a magic, Firaun. He said, I order all the big magicians of my kingdom to gather in my court as soon as possible. And the riders started running in all directions, telling people, if you are a good magician, if you have proven yourself in the past as a good magician, Firaun wants you in the court. And then Firaun turns to Musa alayhi salam and said, Musa, you want to have a fight of magic? Musa alayhi salam said, this is no magic that I bring to you. These are the miracles of God that he has given me. He said, Musa, but we'll fight your magic. He wanted to believe that it's a magic. Musa, when do you want to fight? And Musa alayhi salam said, Firaun, let's have a competition. And you know when I want my competition? I want my competition on the day when you celebrate your Eid. Now, whatever their Eid festival was, when the entire country was off and everybody would gather in one big place and they would have a feast and they would have a day off. Nobody will be working that day. Musa alayhi salam said they used to call it the Yawmuz Zina. Yawmuz Zina, the day of Zina. They said, let's meet the day of Zina. Okay, let's do that. And Musa alayhi salam said, let's meet early in the morning at the dawn. When the sun breaks, he said, Musa, that's okay. We will do that. All the magicians in the next many days gathered by Firaun. And they said, Firaun, what do you want us to do? Firaun said, there is a magic. I saw one of the man in my court brought a stick that turned into a snake. Can you fight this? They said, that's no big deal. We can turn things into snake. We can do magic. And they were like, okay, if you can do magic, then do it. They're like, Firaun, but think about it. If we succeed, what will you going to give us as a gift? And Firaun said, if you succeed against Musa alayhi salam, I will make you all part of my court. I'll give you lots of money, a lot of honor, and I'll keep you at my site, in my court. And they said, okay, Firaun, that's good. You're going to give us a high place in the Egypt. That's all we want. So they all gathered and they all started planning how they were going to fight Musa alayhi salams. And then the day of Zina came. And everybody gathered in the big, you can probably think in a big ground. They did not have the stadiums like we do. In a big ground, they all gathered. And Musa alayhi salam came. And from the other side, there were like 50, 60 magicians came, maybe more. And they said to Musa, they were like one big force. They said to Musa, do you want to go first or should we go first? Musa alayhi salam said, you go first. Show me what you got. They said, okay, Musa, we will beat you in no time. And they all dropped their ropes. They dropped their ropes and the ropes turned. I mean, like it looked like the ropes were snake, but they were not snake. They were actually all fake, but they were doing magic on it. They were making people believe that the ropes were snake, and the ropes were coming in, and everybody thought that there were snakes, 50, 60 snakes coming towards Musa alayhi salam. And Musa alayhi salam is like, oh Allah, what should I do? Jibreel alayhi salam came to Musa and said, Musa alayhi salam, drop your stick. Drop it. Musa alayhi salam dropped it, and it became a big, huge snake, and it started eating their ropes. One after another, it ate all the magicians' ropes, and there was no rope left. But to the eyes of the people, they were like, how can a snake eat another snake? They were seeing a snake eat a snake, but actually the snake was eating ropes. When all the ropes were gone, the magicians were in the state of shock. They were like, this is not a magician. Musa is not a magician. Musa is a prophet of God, because what we did was magic. What he did was truth. It was a real snake that Musa alayhi salam brought, and we brought fake stuff. So they turned to Firaun and said, Firaun, we believe in Musa and we believe in Harun, his brother. They are the true messengers of God. We accept Islam. They went in the sajda position in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they said, oh Allah, forgive us. We did not know that we were fighting your prophet. We did not know that the magic we were doing was a sin. Forgive us. And they're crying, and they're in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And at that time, Firaun stands up and said, get all these magicians and put them in prison. How dare you accept it, Musa and Harun and their religion, before I give you the punishment, permission to do that. So they were all put in the jail. They said, Firaun, put us in the jail. Do whatever you want to do with us. But we have accepted Islam and we are Muslims, and we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us for all the sins we have done by doing magic, because magic is haram. So Firaun ordered all magicians to be punished, and they were all killed. But they did not left Islam. They remained Muslim. At that time when Musa alayhi salam was in the ground, Firaun's wife Asiya was making dua. Firaun thought that she's making dua for him, but actually she was making dua for Musa alayhi salam, because she also accepted Islam. Firaun did not know about it. She kept it hidden. So she was making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, oh Allah, please make Musa succeed and make Firaun be defeated. And then when Firaun came to know that Asiya has also accepted Islam, he also put his own wife in the prison. And she was punished so much that she died in the punishment. But she made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh Allah, show me the reward that you have for me in the Jannah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed her her palace in the Jannah. The whole palace is made out of one massive, massive pearl. Think about it, a diamond or a pearl the size of a palace, one big diamond. Now, if you get a little diamond here in this world, that's a few $1,000s. Now think about a diamond size of a palace, a pearl size of a palace. And the whole palace is made out of a pearl or a diamond. You know, those kind of blessings Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed her that this is what I got for you in the Jannah. Don't you worry. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks very, very highly of her in the Quran. So that was Asiya, the wife of Fir'aun. So next week, where we will start is what happened after Fir'aun got defeated. What did he do to take revenge? After all these people were punished, he was not done. He wanted to take it to the next level. He even wanted to kill Musa alayhi salam. That's how far he went. But why did he not kill him, and what stopped him? And we'll be looking at some of those details as to how Fir'aun was punished and little punishments before he finally died. So we'll be looking at all of those things next time. But for now, let's get to your questions.